Randy, what's the message to your team heading into Game 6 tomorrow?
Well, actually, what I spoke about was being able to turn the page on the game last night, and we knew we were coming here today anyways. And obviously we're not happy with the events that transpired last night, but we knew we'd have to come back here and play, so that was our focus, come back and play the game. Not do anything other than that. Take a little bit of time today to kind of rest the soul, rest the mind, physically recharge the batteries, and get ourselves ready to play tomorrow.
Do you have a sense of the emotional state of this hockey club right now?
Well, I don't know. It was a pretty quiet flight over, but I think everybody would be quiet this morning because they were sleeping. A lot of them were sleeping. And I think that's really what happens when you get into these playoff series. As longer they go on, you seem to see a lot more rest taking place on the travel days and whatnot. So you see them in the lobby now. They're around. They're going out and having dinner. And it's a normal day on the road trip.
Randy, why do you think this year, more than any season in recent history, the road teams have had such great success? I think they're about 65%, between 60 and 65%.
Yeah, I think that's true probably in the first round more. It's usually in the first round more often than not. But, again, if you're doing analysis of last night's game, we didn't play very good for the first period. Kind of got our game going in the second, had some great things going on in the third period, but except for the last 10 minutes. And then, we kind of sat back and everything, let them come after us. And, I would say the last 5 or 6 minutes, we probably gave about 7 or 8 quality scoring chances. So, and then with 35 seconds left, a face-off in our zone, we have a misread, and the puck ends up in our net.
You mentioned not playing well in the first. Was it an energy thing again? You've talked about your team's energy in this series of times.
Well, it looked like, specifically in the first 10 minutes of the hockey game, the first shift we had 2 giveaways, and we had control of the puck. So that kind of set us back on our heels, and they came with their push, and we pinched and gave up a 2-on-1 and they scored a goal. So it was kind of like we were back on our heels, and I thought we were very, very fortunate to get out of the first period, only down 1. And that's the positive that I found out of it, and we transferred that into the dressing room. Hey, that's not good enough, guys. And I thought we responded, and I thought that we responded in the third period, but until we got the 2, we had a 1 goal lead early with Bobby's goal, and then Blakey comes back and scores another one. With 5:44 left in the hockey game, I think that was the time of Blake's goal. We set ourselves up, but I thought we sat back. And didn't really forecheck. We just were content in having 5 guys back and then playing our zone for a while, and then that we'd be tired, dump it out, change, and they'd come back at us again. And that we were just trying to play hope hockey and survive at that point.
You guys, how much solace do you take in the fact that the series itself has just been so back and forth in nature?
Well, I think both teams feel comfortable they can win in any building. And I think that's what you take out of it. They came into our building feeling that they could win, and we've been in this building before, the last time in here, and that's what our attitude is, again, for tomorrow. Like I got stated earlier, we were coming here anyways, and our objective was to win the hockey game when we came back here. And that hasn't changed.
You guys have had quite a few comeback situations this year. That the Dallas game comes to mind. How can you kind of draw on an experience like that? And
well, you just got to continue. Like our motto has always been, you just got to believe, continue to believe. You got to continue to give yourself a chance. And we've got some things that we strayed away from in last night's hockey game that were quite evident when you review the tape this morning, and we'll try and make those corrections for tomorrow and make some adjustments and move forward.
There was less special teams play last night. Were they letting them play, or was it a cleaner game?
Yeah, I thought the officials it was one of those hockey games where it was more, they were a lot looser in the things that had transpired, but I thought the officiating did a great job in the game last night.
Yet with that said, only 2 penalty kills, but those successful kills seem to give your group a boost, because that's when you guys seem to start playing their end a little more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The momentum swings in the game. It goes back and forth, but we score a big goal, on a power play goal to jam one in to even the hockey game, and then was 1-1 game going into the third, and you figure 20 minutes in your own building, you got to give yourself a chance. And then we go out and score a big goal right off the bat, Bobby Ryan's goal, highlight reel goal, got the whole building going. And yet we found a way to squander that. And then we come back, as I said, with just under 6 minutes with Blake's goal, and we get another lead. And then it took to 35 seconds left in the hockey game in regulation, and they win a big face-off, and we miss a read and an assignment, and it's in our net. And you know, we all know what happened in overtime, and obviously we're not happy with that.
Obviously, during the regular season, Predators weren't exactly known as, say, a big offensive team whatsoever. Are you at all surprised that it's been this tough to kind of keep them in check over their series, just even from an offensive standpoint?
Well, the issue for us is we've scored enough goals to win in most of the games. We haven't prevented as much as we need to. And I think we've given up 18 goals in the 5 games. So that's over 3.5 goals a game. And that's not good enough. So it's obviously on the defensive side of it, and penalty killing is a big part of that, but defensive zone coverage and playing smart with the puck and not giving up guys, not giving up odd man rushes, all that stuff reared its ugly head in last night's game for us.
Is there anything that they're doing particularly?
Well, they're playing hard. They play their system. They've got some things that they like to do, and we've got to do a better job on the defensive side of the puck, both in the defensive zone and in the neutral ice and in the offensive zone. We've given up odd man rushes in last night's game specifically more than we've given up in probably the 2 previous games.
In the last minute of last night's game, they did a lot of sort of unconventional things. Didn't call a timeout, put Franson out there, Dumont out there. Was that just sort of them trying to throw the kitchen sink at you guys, or
well,
what was
I'm
sort
sure
of your thought on
they,
that?
No, I think that they wanted Franson because it was the ability to put Weber over on his one-timer, and when the puck comes around the wall, you want a right-hander with offensive skills if it's coming around. And that's probably the reason they didn't put Suter there, because they wanted a righty giving it to a righty, and it worked out for them. The play on the face-off is we should have tied up on the face-off. We should have tried to won the face-off. And as I said, we missed an assignment going out to the point.
Other than Weber's goal there at the end, it looked like y'all were not letting the shots come through from the blue line. Is that something different that you were doing?
No, I think everybody tries to have your people in the shooting lanes. You got to block shots. If you look at the number of block shots that are taking place and people sacrificing their body to stop that puck from being directed towards the net, it grows in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Randy, thanks for your time, Randy.